NBA trade deadline Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern time. The Raptors might be sellers. Toronto has lost 9 straight. Kyle Lowry, Norman Powell reportedly on the trade block, not even 2 years after winning an NBA championship, and it got really ugly in that loss to the Rockets the last time out. That snapped a 20-game Houston losing skid. And the Raptors have the worst record in March. 0-9 and 0. Things are going south for Nick Nurse, Pascal Siakam, Kyle Lowry, and the other Toronto Raptors. So let's play a little deadline best fits with Bill Reiter. And Bill, let's start with Kyle Lowry. Who would be the best fit for him if they were able to trade for him?
Yeah, and I think, Chris, that we're likely to see a lot of movement. I think Lowry's one of those guys that's very likely to go somewhere, just given how wide open the NBA feels and the fact we have these playing games. And look, there's a lot of teams that would love to have Lowry as a part of their push, put the Miami Heat on that list. But I think the perfect fit and the right fit, and maybe the most aggressive team that's eyeing Kyle Lowry, is the Philadelphia 76ers. We know that they've come close in the postseason in terms of living up to expectations, but have not done it. When Joel Embiid is healthy, they've got an MVP-level player. They need some more firepower. They need some more shooting. And Kyle Lowry's a guy, and Philly's seen this firsthand, who's turned himself into a postseason closer. A really impressive guy in that playoff run a couple years ago. He's from Philly. He played his college ball at Philly. Look, he's open to going other places, I understand it. But I think Philly's the leader in the clubhouse, and I think they make the most sense.
Philadelphia still holding off Brooklyn in the East. They're at the Lakers on Thursday. Mentioned the Raptors lost that 9th straight to the Houston Rockets, who snapped their 20-game losing skid. Houston looking to move Victor Oladipo. What's his best fit?
Yeah, Oladipo's really interesting. Just making some calls today, I was surprised. Most of the people I talked to around the NBA, Hassel, really think Oladipo's going to be great. But there's a little bit of skepticism. There's certainly a vocal minority who think he may not be the player he was a couple years ago. So you got to look somewhere, not just where he fits on paper, but a team that really believes in him. I think it's the Miami Heat. Everybody around the NBA knows that Oladipo wants to go to Miami. Certainly the Knicks have an interest, and Oladipo has an interest in response. But the culture they have, they brought up the best in Jimmy Butler. The fact that Oladipo at his best is a great defensive player. And the fact that Heat really believe, Chris, that last year was not a fluke. It wasn't some product of the bubble. They think they're a contender, and they want to bring in the kind of pieces, Oladipo among them, they think can get him there.
Miami's lost 4 straight, just a half game up on 8th place, though. They host the Blazers on Thursday. Aaron Gordon, frustrated in Orlando, Bill, requesting a trade. What's his best fit in your mind?
Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer, the Boston Celtics. And I don't think any of us really realized how significant Gordon Hayward was for that Celtics team, having 3 guys and that kind of versatility that Hayward had out on the wing. And Boston is desperate to make a push. And we know this, right? Danny Ainge is willing to be aggressive. He's willing to be bold. They're under a lot of pressure in Boston. And they believe that that's a guy, Aaron Gordon, who can come in, who can be that wing player. He shot the ball pretty well from the three-point line. He's good defensively. They feel like he fits. And even though you look at where they are in the standings, the fact they're just under 500, Chris, they still believe in Boston that they're good enough. They can get it figured out to be a contender this year, but they know they need more firepower, and I think Gordon's the guy that makes the most sense.
In that 8th spot right now in the East, but everything just so jumbled up. If you can put together something in the second half of the season here down the stretch, you're going to move up a lot in the Eastern Conference. The Celtics playing the Bucks tonight. How about the best fit for Lonzo Ball?
Yeah, it depends who you ask. I mean, I've heard a lot of teams kicking the tires on and sort of eyeing Lonzo Ball. What a star turn for that family, the injury to LaMelo notwithstanding. But I think the place that I would eye is the Golden State Warriors. They still believe they have a window, not really this year, but over the next few years. They run a motion offense. When they're successful, they do 2 things really well, better than most teams in the NBA. They play great defense, and they move the basketball. Both of those things, Lonzo Ball exceeds that. He'd go to a place that fits his particular strengths. We know that Steph Curry creates a pretty welcoming culture. They'd like more people at that position if they can pull off the right moves, because they don't want to give away pieces like James Wiseman. But if they can pull off the right move, I think he'd be a great fit in Golden State.
Sitting 9th in the West right now, but as Bill says, not really for this season, but maybe the years ahead with that championship window still open for Steph, Clay, and the crew. All right, the team you're watching closest at the deadline is who?
I think it's the team with the most to lose, that might be among the most ambitious teams looking to upgrade with the least amount to give away to do that, and that is the Los Angeles Lakers right here in my backyard. I've heard from sources that Montrezl Harrell not incredibly happy with his situation in LA, but he has a great relationship with the front office. He has a great relationship with owner Jeannie Buss. And as I understand it, and I'm not even sure, Chris, look, A, I don't think I would give away Montrezl Harrell if I'm the Lakers, and B, I don't know you get in return what you want, which is a perimeter player who can be, if not a star, what they thought Kyle Kuzma would be, a difference maker without LeBron and a difference maker when LeBron and AD come back. So I don't know that they have what it takes to make those moves. I don't know that they have the pieces, but they're going to be active. And if it just takes one GM to look at a guy like Montrezl Harrell, who I'm told doesn't love his situation in LA, and to decide, let's go for it.
All right, like Bill said, people with LeBron's injury here, the ankle injury, thinking it's wide open right now, and a chance to win an NBA title could be present for several teams in the NBA this season. Bill Reiter is going to be present with us through the next 48 hours as we lead up to the trade deadline, which is 3 p.m. Eastern time on Thursday. Tonight in the NBA, best game on paper, you would think, Nets Jazz, though the Jazz 10-point favorites in that one. Nets second in the East, Jazz first in the West. Giannis Antetokounmpo, questionable, iffy, but the line has moved up in favor of the Bucks. I think that tells people that he might be playing tonight against the Celtics. Started at about 4, it's now up to 6. Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.